Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the CIGRE Chat here on the second day of the symposium. Hopefully everyone had an absolutely cracking night and we don't have too many hangovers out there. I have met a few people that are looking a little bit seedy, a bit of first night fever. Folks, we got our first cab off the rank here this morning, and it is Stephen Gong from GE Vernova. He is the high voltage switchgear product specialist. How are you this morning, Stephen?
Fabulous, very good to see you guys around in Cairns. That's a fantastic event, good opportunity to catch up with all.
Well, how'd you go last night, mate?
Oh, well, still hangover. First night fever.
First night fever, nothing wrong with it. Mate, let's get stuck into this. I'm really fascinated with the subject we're going to be talking about this morning. In 2022, the European Commission proposed that FF6 should be banned from electrical equipment for the 24 kilovolt and then for high voltage in 2031, I believe it is.
Yeah.
How is this global movement happening with phasing out F6? And for the people that don't know F6, I assume everyone does, but for people that may not know, tell us a little bit more about F6 and how they're going to globally move that out.
Sure, thank you, Kerry. SF6 gas, as known as sulfur hexafluoride, has been widely used in the switchgear industry as insulation media and arc interruption media for the circuit breaker for decades, ever since 1950s. But yeah, it has a huge environmental impact, extremely high global warming potential, huge carbon footprint, and is drawing concerns from the governments and authorities across the world. And it has been listed and targeted as a potent greenhouse gas as an effort to decarbonize our society. So under such background, so regulations and even carbon pricing are put in place, driving the manufacturers and users have a second thought about use of SF6 gas. The good thing is all the manufacturers around the world, throughout the whole supply chain, act up very quickly in response to such a challenge by introducing the new material in the development of the new product and technologies. And finally, we came up with a good solution with the new product using the new gas in place of SF6 gas.
So what is the new gas that's replacing the SF6 gas?
This new gas is actually a gas mixture. At GE, it's given the name of GQ, a gas mixture of the C4F7N, as known as heptafluorobutadienitrile, mixed up with carbon dioxide and oxygen as a new insulation media in place of SF6 gas.
Right, okay, so they're using the G cube, and so is that like a subset of the C4 mixture? Is that what you're saying, or is that C4 mixture a totally different type of mixture that they can use as well?
Yeah, it is a totally new gas, a new gas mixture, because SF6 gas is just a chemical compounds, just one material. And in this new gas, it's a mixture of C4 gas mixed up with carbon dioxide and oxygen. So three things mixed up together in place of SF6 gas. So you wouldn't use SF6 anymore in the switchgear.
Okay, so they're going to move to the G3, right?
Yeah.
Or the G cube, sorry. How are they going to implement this into the equipment? Is it replacing the whole equipment? How are they going to do this?
It's pretty simple and straightforward, because basically we're just using a new gas in place of another. So it's from gas A to gas B. You don't expect any significant change in the working principles of all the gears. And thanks to the perfect insulation property of this new gas, pretty much at the same level of SF6 gas in terms of the dielectrical strength. So you just simply can replace the existing gas with a new one. And this is a concept because GE is working down this track for a couple of years, and we have recently successfully secured the funding from EU LIFE program in the development of this new concept and the technology to make it happen, to use the new gas in place of the existing gas straight away.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it will happen, and it's now on the way.
It's underway. So GE is involved in this, and they're making it happen. So which part? Is this in Europe only, or is it going throughout the globe?
It's happening in Europe because, with all the regulations and the carbon trading mechanisms in place in Europe, so in Europe it's happened quickly because it has been recognized and drawing attention from all the utilities. They have already started implementing the new product and the new technologies in the field. Up to now, GE has supplied more than 500 bays of the GIS and over 100 sets of the circuit breakers to all the utilities across Europe.
Okay, and do you have one of the switching units down? Because I can see your booth right down the back there.
Yeah.
And it's got this big fancy electrical thing there. Have you got like an example of how it all works down in the booth there?
At the booth, we have the TV panel displaying how it works. But the product, it's a 3-pole disconnectors.
Is that what it is?
No, it doesn't require gas.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
This one is air insulated.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Right. Awesome. Cool. And so people can go visit you down in the booth there, and they can see how how the whole the SF6 to the G Cube works and everything like that.
Yeah. And I'll be around in the booth. Yeah.
You'll be around the booth? Fantastic, cool.
Yeah.
Now, is there any other messages you want to get across to the delegates while we're here at the conference? Or the symposium, actually, not the conference.
Tropical ale?
Tropical ale. I think it's 4X Gold they had going out last night.
As I said, this is a fantastic opportunity for people to get around, to know what's happening in the trade, and to know what's happening in Europe and in the United States. Because with all these new regulations in place, the utilities, the end users around in the US and Europe, they are moving very quickly down the track of decarbonization, using the new technologies, new materials.
Yep. Okay. Mate, folks, there you have it. If you do want to go see how we're transitioning from the FF6 to the G Cube, go see Stephen down at the GE Vernova stand in the background there. You see the big green and blue one. It looks absolutely sensational. Got a prime spot down there.
Of course.
It looks really good. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Stephen from GE Vernova.
Yeah, Vernova.
Yeah. Folks, that is it. We've had a great time up here with Stephen. We will see you at lunchtime. Thanks very much, Stephen.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.